Hello and welcome everybody, and welcome to Trading Within the Box. It's August 2nd here, 10:30 in the morning here, and first of all, this is not a recommendation or solicitation to buy, hold, or sell any stocks. This is an educational video only. If you'd like to purchase stocks or forex or futures or equities or any options or bonds, please contact a licensed professional or the brokerage house of your choice, and they will help you there. Okay, please like and subscribe and share my channel if you like the content or if this helps you out in any way. Okay, so let's get to it here. Previously, we had made some videos on the July rally, then what? Remember, that was the heading, and this is then what? Okay, so this is what we're looking at here. So let's look at the GDX, which is the gold miners. And I drew some lines. The light blue was some heavy buying in this area right here. And let me just show you right there. And I drew a line right there. And then there was heavy buying right in this area. And that was a support area. And then there's heavy buying right in this spot with a support area, okay, on GDX. And coming down to the area where what happened? Where they bought last, right? So this is a daily chart. And where they bought last, which was down in the let's say $29 area. Now we got up at one point on July 18th, we got up to this $32.89 to $33. Okay, actually didn't really get to 33. It was a little less than $33. So we get a 10% discount here, and a little bit more than a 10% discount actually. And that's what we're looking at here on the GDX, the gold miner stocks. Because people ask, when do I get into gold? When do I get into gold? Well, it's getting very close, okay? So I want to show you right here that you're down in this range. Now, let's go over a volume analysis here. Now, we came down here with this hard sell right here, okay? And we knew we were at resistance right in this area here. And that was 38.56 million shares. Okay, so we got past that gap. We bounced when we got into the gap, and we bounced with very light volume, and the volume I think was $9 million, the 9 million shares. Okay, range. So we popped up, and then boom, and we knew we were coming down. Okay, well, we're looking for the retest. And we broke it, okay? So now we're coming down into this area. We're into this bar right here. And let's go to let's see where we're at here. And that was 24 million shares. And let's see what today ends up with. And the 17 million shares, okay? So let's see when it gets into this area. Now it's going to have to base, and it's going to have to build some kind of accumulation here at support. So we're looking in this area. So I drew an area right here. As you can see, this area, this is this is a buy area, okay, on GDX, okay. That's a demand zone. So that's why I wanted to show you with GDX. Okay, so let's get to the next stock here, and let's go over to Goldman Sachs. Now we're getting pullbacks here and we'll see if this turns into a correction. Now Goldman Sachs is holding very strong. Now, where I drew this pinkish red area, this was a major sell area. This is where they sold massively in this area, okay? There were tons of shares coming down. You go into it, and you're struggling. Why are you struggling? Now why are you struggling? Look at the divergence in volume, okay? So you're at support now. You're at support, and let's see if it holds. You got a sideways consolidation now here on Goldman Sachs, so keep watching Goldman Sachs, okay? That's something we want to keep watching. Are we going to get something like this, and then bam? Or are we going to get something like this, and then we're going to drop? Okay, let's see what happens here. Now, the volume is weak, but it's holding, okay? Let's see. Now, I want to go to the DOG, which is the short side of the Dow 30 stocks, okay? The short side. There's the flip side of the Dow. See the GJI, which is the Dow, the long side. We're at the top, okay? You flip it. It's a complete flip job, okay? This would be going short, okay, on the Dow, okay? So as you look at it, you see really not that much going on here, okay? It came down heavy, really heavy, and you really don't have anything yet here to hang your coat on. Okay, so we have a little bit of a W formation, but we have no volume on the right side here. So we have zero volume, with huge divergence of volume. But you also have a limited in selling volume also. So you're drying up with selling volume also here. So you could be basing a little bit here, and you're at a support level. So that's something that you have to look at. Okay. Now I just flipped over to a weekly chart here on the DOG, which is the dog. Okay, and look where we are. Okay, look where we are. Okay, we're in a demand area. We're in a major buy area on the shorts of the Dow. We're talking for a pop. Now we're looking at a short covering, and then we want to see the pop. Now, if it fails and just keeps going lower, we head down to this level, okay? And that's 30.09. Right now it's 31.60. But what we want to see if this is going to come here. We're going to stop. We're going to stop. We get the retest W. See the retest W's right there? There's one actually right there. And then you'll keep seeing them. See, these are retest W's. Okay, there's one actually, a small one right there. Okay, so you see the retest W, and then you want to see if you're gonna start. We're gonna start getting into a different. We're gonna start selling off this market. Okay, let's see what happens there. Okay, that's why I said July rally. Then what? Then what? Right? That's I kept saying that. Okay. Now let's go to the TZA, which is the small caps. Short version of the small caps, okay? And on the TGA, this is also, as we're looking at it, we don't have anything to hang our coat on here, okay? So it is a sloppy mess. We have a lot of selling volume here. Let's go over to a 45-minute chart because I want to see if there's any buying, okay? And we have a little bit of buying coming in here, okay, now. So on our last video, we saw that there was absolutely no buying. So we do have a little bit of covering coming in here, okay? There's a little bit of covering. So we come up, we got a little higher low, and we have a little bit, we break out a little higher finally. So let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Okay, we don't have that many sellers here on the small caps, but that could twist and turn and go the other way too. Look at the IWM, and as you look at the IWM here, what happened here? You dropped, okay, and it's on a 45-minute chart, and we see we got a lot more sellers than buyers here. But what'll happen here is you'll get a bounce. We'll get one of these things, and then probably come back down again. Okay, so this is like for short-term trading. Okay, let's go to a daily chart on the IWM, and let's see what's happening here. And we're pulling back, and right now we're at support. Okay, we're getting to a support level here on the IWM. Okay, so let's see what they do here, if they come back up here. Now we could get something like this kind of thing coming. We could get a head and shoulders, a bearish head and shoulders, then we start heading down, okay, on the IWM, which is the small caps, and that usually determines which way a market's going to go possibly beforehand. Okay, the SQQQ, which is what? That's the short version of the pro shares of the QQQ, the NASDAQ. And this is on a daily chart for the SQQQ. Okay, right now $17.92. Now basing here, okay, basing, okay. So what do we have here? Trading within the box, we have accumulation, okay. So are we getting ready to start selling off this market here? Is that what's happening here? Let's see. Let's go over to a 45-minute chart and let's see if we have buyers in here, okay, on the SQQ, okay. So we have a little bit of accumulation here. Look at the volume. Look at the volume. We got some buyers stepping in here, okay? We have some buyers stepping in here. If you go here and you look here. Now, over here, nothing going on, okay? But we do have here, and we have a little bit here, okay? And we had a sideways consolidation with a daily breakout. Let's see if this holds. Now, this could fail, okay? But let's say if they start buying it, and then the NASDAQ will start coming down. Okay, let's go over to, and then you can see here that we'll be trading in the box actually on the daily chart, okay, on the SQQ, okay. So that's something that you want to watch and keep in mind. Let's go over to AMGN. AMGN now, when we were, this is something that we were working with, okay? And this is something that we kept doing our videos on. So on AMGN, now watch AMGN. As we came up with this massive volume. There's a daily chart on AMGN. So on July 21st, we had a massive exchange of money, okay, right in this area right here. So 9.3 million shares coming up with, okay. So we come up, we have reversal candlesticks here. Now, we had a reversal candlestick here, and every time it tried to get up, it would sell off, okay, as you look at it there. Now, a lot of people saying, what do you think is going to happen with AMGN? What do you think is going to happen with AMGN? We do have buy areas right here. Now, these things could break down, too, so it doesn't mean we can be getting corrections, too. We have, now on AMGN, be very careful. We have earnings on August 3rd, which is tomorrow, okay? So on August 3rd, we have earnings on AMGN coming in. So let's see if they bring this down to support and they drop it, or if they got great earnings and we start heading up. So it's something we're gonna keep watching on AMGN. Now, trading within the box right here, this is a buy area. Okay, let's see if they come back down. So we have 1 peak, 2 peaks, we have 3 peaks here. Okay, let's see if they come back. We get one of this, and then we start heading up to 242 on AMGN. Okay, so that could very well happen. Okay, let's go to a weekly chart. So you can see the larger view of this. And, you know, that's what's going to happen. You get 3 weeks of up, 2, 3. You know, look at here. You get 1 week of up and then 1, 2, 3 weeks of down. So you could get this to come back and come right back down to this area right here. Excuse my voice here. And then if you're not careful, before you know it, you're down to 223, but you get a discount because you know that stock was worth in the 238 range. So that's why you got to watch this thing. And then at that point, you have a pretty good, let's say right here, you have a nice weekly trend. Okay, a little bit going up. Okay, let's see what's going to happen with that. Now we come up strong on a weekly chart. So when you come up strong like we did here, right in this spot, right there, came up strong with nice volume on the weekly, came back with lighter volume, okay, held the support, boom, we got the massive engulfing, and then boom, we're off to the races. Okay, we're working with that for a while. So say you manage something, okay, so you could be coming back, or you could just come back here and then hold and then start going back up again. Okay, and that's something. How do you watch that on a lower time frame? Let's go to a 2-hour chart. So my chart, sorry about all the support and resistance areas, but I want to show you what's going on. Now you have a break step pattern, okay, and then boom, sell. You have a break step pattern right to resistance, and then boom, a sell, and then we try to go to support here, okay, and then we probably come back up and then possibly come back into this area. So that's what's happening right now. So that's how you manage it. That's how you see whether you're going up or if you're going down, okay? That's what you want to see, okay? So that's how you do it on a lower time frame to see what's happening here in this area, in the bigger time frame, okay? So you want to break it down. You want to look under the hood, okay, as we call it. So HD, which is Home Depot, that was a power stock. Now, I had drew arrows right here where the massive buyers came in, okay, where I saw the massive buying coming in with the shares, okay, with the volume, where I looked under the hood and I saw the massive buying coming in, okay. So that's how we saw it when we were looking at the orders coming in, okay. So now on Home Depot, you come back, and this could still stay, but we could go a little and go into a sideways thing over here. Now this is what could happen. We could kind of get something like this going on, and then we could break up or break down. Let's see. Right now the volume is just steady, and we're at a support level on Home Depot. Let's go to a weekly chart really quick, and as you look at Home Depot, you're in major resistance. Now in this area, like I say, they like this price. They don't like this price at this point. Because why? They don't like this price. Why? Because look at the sell-off candlesticks there. Now you had it here. You're pointing to resistance, okay? Every time it got up in this area, sold off, sold off, sold off, okay? So let's see what's going on here. Now you have a divergence of volume. So you have less interest in buying up in this area, okay? You had a ton of interest buying here. Now this is a weekly chart on Home Depot, okay, on August 2nd. Now I'm not saying that this stock is going to crash or anything like that, but you're in a major sell area. And that's why we're struggling in this market right now, because we're in major sell areas. A lot of stuff is way overbought. Remember, the buy down here at 283, and then you come up into 334, okay? So you had an incredible trade here, okay? So that's something that you always have to look at. So what do I always say? When you have it going up and you have the divergence in volume, you're going to get, it's kind of like an alligator, right? You're going to get snatched, bam, right down to the downside. So that's something that we have to look at. That's the probability that we're looking at, okay? So look how we're in a range, but we get higher lows on this weekly. We keep getting higher lows. But remember, look where you are, okay? Know where you are. Remember what I say, okay? So, and if you look at, let's go back to Procter & Gamble, because we've been looking at that one. For that one's been something that went so good, okay? And then I just put some arrows here, as you can see, where the big buyers were. Whoop, sorry about that. Let me just clean that up for a second for you. And where the big buyers were, okay? That's where all the big buying was, okay? Right in that area. That's where we were watching the order flow, and we were watching where it was coming in, okay? And it builds a nice support level. Look at the support level it built right there. Look at once those monster orders come in, how it builds that supply level, okay? Okay, that was my trade, and that's what we sold, okay? So you're looking at this here, and on Procter & Gamble, still holding strong. Has relative strength too, okay? So that's something that, look at Procter & Gamble holding strong, okay? Let's see. Right now we're trading within the box. We have what? We have, again, another sideways consolidation. Now you could have the step pattern. Okay, you had the step pattern going up and then there, okay? If you look at the weekly chart, okay, let me look at my weekly chart. You're where? You're way at the top. That's why you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle in this area. That's why while you go sideways for a little bit, you might go sideways for a few weeks, and then boom, we break down for a discount. Okay, if you get a breakout, it's all over with. I mean, this thing could go to the moon, you know, because you got all the short sellers up here. Okay, all the short sellers pushing down. If it starts to break out, they turn around and they go long. Okay, that's as we always say. Okay, now let's go over to DHR. Okay, so now DHR. Okay, we don't care what the company does; we're just following money. Now DHR. Look at the area you're in here on a weekly chart. Okay, so this is another thing right here. Now you did get up and over, okay? You did get up and over, so let's see if it holds. This was extremely strong. Look at the interest. Look at the, now look at right here. This is accumulation. Massive accumulation, okay? To 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks of accumulation. Then you come with no selling. You have no sellers right there. Then bam. This is follow through volume, okay, on a week basis, week to week basis. Now you go to daily chart, okay, and the daily chart. What do you see here? Okay, now you have the squeeze play here going on. Okay, remember the pennant pattern that I always talk about. You have a pennant pattern. So what's going to happen? Remember what happened with Costco when we had the pennant pattern that was going on for weeks. And then it started breaking out, and then boom, they break out and they go, okay? And you go to 270, okay? Right now you're at 256.52, okay? So you have a pennant pattern. Watch this closely. You're holding support. You're very strong here. You're coming back with light volume, okay? Coming back with light volume, you got a stochastic heading down. Now, if this stochastic heads down, all the way down, and it holds right here, you know you're strong. Now, if it breaks down, you know it's a short, okay? So we'll see which way it's going to go. That's how you follow the money. You watch it. You keep watching it. Okay, let's go to a 2-hour chart here and actually see what's happening. I drew this blue area because the big buyers, there were big orders right in this area right here. Big orders. So what do? You come to the support area of where the big orders were, right there. Okay. And what did they do? They bought off of it a little, but you have no volume here on a 2-hour chart. Okay. You have no volume. Okay. So you're coming back, and let's see if this holds. Now, let's go to a line chart here, and let's see what's going on. So we don't really have that good retest W like we had down here. So we had a beautiful retest W, okay? You come back, bam. Okay, you even had a sideways one here, which are not good. Because the sideways ones, you'll know that you're going to get the sell-off after it, okay? But let's see what's going on here. We have a little baby one right here, but let's see what's going to happen, okay, here. Okay, you're at support on a 2-hour chart. Now let's break this down a little further down to a 45-minute chart so we can see the volume. Okay, so we have no sellers as we're going into the big buy. This is massive bullish candlestick right here. This is beautiful bullish candlestick, and this beautiful bullish, this is a velocity candlestick, okay? So you have beautiful volume in those areas. Now you move back into that area, okay, and you're holding. Okay, you're holding on DHR. Okay, let's see. We want to see this come up, and we want to see maybe you come up, you pull back, you're high or low, and then boom, we're off to the races. Let's see on DHR. So DHR holding in strong. Caterpillar is an unbelievable phenom, as we call on the charts. Okay, it's an unbelievable phenom. Okay, so watch it here really quick. Okay, so now I had done this previous, let's say I did this on June 28th, the 7th of July, the 11th of July, and on the 18th. So I was watching the order flow, and I put where the big buyers were, okay? So we had a huge buyer at 244. We had huge buyers at 247-ish. I say ish because it's a range. And then we had huge buyer right in, let's say, right at 258 to 259. Now, what do I always talk about? What's my channel all about? Trading within the box, the sideways consolidation. Now, look at this. This is an unbelievable situation. And if this is your stock on your list, you're watching it like a hawk. What do I always say? You have the shorts waiting in the wings. They're waiting in the wings. They have their orders here. Now, when you get boom on earnings, right there, you had great earnings come in, and you have massive gap up buying, what happens? The shorts turn around and they go long. And this is the prime example of what I was talking about on my channel of the sideways consolidation. Now you have a post pattern here, so it's probably going to hold up in this area here. Okay. So that's what you're going to, that's what you're looking at here. Okay. On Caterpillar. Okay. So on Caterpillar, this is just something that, you know, you don't want to go chasing it because you get a pullback here. Okay, you got massive buying here, but let's see if we get the pullback or if we just hold. Okay, we could hold sideways again and then go up again. But this is probably going to, you know, there's a surge of energy there, so you're going to have to wait. It's going to be a patience game, okay? Procter & Gamble. Now, Procter & Gamble, we're going to wrap this up in a few minutes here. Now, Procter & Gamble, I did the same thing here. I put where the order flow was, the way the monster buyer was, okay? Okay, was right in this area. And we had a monster buyer right here and a monster buyer right here. Okay, you'll see I got in right here, okay? And I got in again right there, okay? We took some profits right in that area, okay? So, Procter & Gamble, look at this for a second. Now, holding strong. Now, S&P 500, right? flip over, is going down today. Okay, we're down today. Where's Procter & Gamble? We look for relative strength. That's what we do. We look for relative strength and the strong ones, right? So we had just had earnings, and the earnings were good. Now we have another break step pattern, okay, here. Now we'll see if this holds today. We have a break step pattern on our way to 158.37, okay? We're at 156.97 at this point here today. So I had drawn this box when you saw where I drew this box right here. That was where massive orders were coming in, okay? Massive orders were coming in, so it held, and now it's breaking up again, okay? So let's go to a small time frame, and you got the small time frame right here, okay? And you have what? A sideways consolidation trading within the box here. So let's see if we get the breakout. And what's happening here? We have nice buyers here. We have relative strength. Okay, so that's a good thing. Okay, so I just wanted to go over all that with you. The S&P 500 on a 2-hour chart, obviously gapping down today, and look at the sellers. Okay, on the S&P 500. Let's go to a 45-minute chart. S&P 500. What do we see? More sellers than buyers right now. Okay, just right now. Things always change. I mean, look back here. Look how things change. You know, markets change quick. Look at the buyers here. Look at the buyers down here. Look at the buyers down here. Look at the buyers down there. Okay. And what happened? It went up, right? Market went up. Stock market went up. It went into resistance. You had distribution. And then look at the sellers coming in. Now look at the sellers really coming in here. You'll see it right before it actually happens. How do you see it before it happens? Look at this. More sellers than down here, right? Right there. So you have more sellers, and then you have no buyers, right, up in this area. So short, right? And then look at the sellers that are coming in again. We have more sellers than buyers. So just keep watching that. Flip over to the SDS, and what do you see? Starting to break out a little bit, and it breaks out above the sideways consolidation here. Okay, so let's see if we get this kind of thing, and then pulls back, and then we start going up again, and we start getting a trend down. Okay, so we do have a few stocks with holding strong, DHR and Procter & Gamble. Okay, so I just want to thank everybody for coming. Have a wonderful day. Please like, subscribe, share my channel. Have a wonderful week and day, and we'll be back with more stocks later on.